Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Geosykes coming at you with a quick Psychic deck profile. Um, this is a deck that has always been near and dear to my heart. This is my first real archetype based deck that I've ever done, when I was a noob. Before that, I had just done cards that I liked, cards that I thought were good. This is the first time I actually tried to consistently make a deck about something that worked. And of course, I decided to choose Psychics because I really love the way they play. I love the idea of paying life points to do good stuff, to just destroy cards and stuff. Over time, I realized just how bad the deck was, though, just how inconsistent the hands were. But I've always um, enjoyed playing the deck from time to time against my friends. This is my generic testing deck. Like if I have a new deck I want to try out, I test it against this deck. Just because it can stand on its own, but it probably won't top anything. It can just hold its own for a good amount of time and maybe even win, because Psychics are that kind of deck. They're not made to top. Konami really screwed them over by taking away the E-Tellies, by taking away Mind Master, and by making certain cards more deadly than they should have. Alright, but I'm just gonna hop into the profile. This is a very incomplete Psychic deck, but it's as good as I'll ever make it. Start off, this is a very beatdown style deck. This is just the main focus of this deck is to whittle my opponent's life points away and just beat him in the face with strong monsters like Psychic Snail. Makes monsters attack twice. Very nice. What I like about this is you can use this on multiple monsters. So if you happen to get up more than one in one turn, you can use this like on all of them, and next turn you can just swing in for game. Not for game, for a huge chunk of life. So yeah, that's really good. Two Pandaborgs, your searchers. I don't really think I don't run. Yeah, I don't really like Dr. Cranium just because it adds to hand and it's the same cost. This guy, you can search out your Psychic Snails and your Destructoton to take out face downs, and it can search itself out for some quick defense. And it's just a really good card. And it's a panda. Pandas are cool, okay? Except for the one Destructotron. I was running two until I realized that face downs aren't really as prevalent as they used to be, and really, if any other deck wanted to run this, they would rather just run Lilas, because it's better. But it can destroy your opponent's field of, I don't know, Mirror Forces and Solemns, because few people would waste a Solemn on this, like, honestly. But yeah, you can just get rid of those deadly face downs and then try to attack in with like Thought Rulers and stuff. Next up, we got three Psychic Commanders. He's your secondary beat stick. He can make himself into 1900 essentially. And he's just really good. And he's tuner. Main reason to run him. Best Searcher. This is so much better than Dr. Cranium. Serene Psychic Witch. This girl just gets destroyed. Boom, searches out cards. It can even just suicide itself in certain cards, and it's just really good. It's also level 3, which kind of helps out a lot in synchroing with it. But all in all, it's just a really good card. You can just set it, let it get destroyed, and then boom, you gotta play next turn. One Mind Protector just to stall out some games. The cost isn't too much on this guy, but it's there, so it's just best to run it at one. And the defense on this thing is just amazing. Next up, triple Krebons and one Psychic Jumper. Krebons for stalling and minor beating, and Psychic Jumper for creature swapping and for more defense and an extra tuner, which I felt the deck needed. More than probably I'll take this guy out. I didn't really know what else to put in. Next up, we got my tech choices, two Hanawatas. What this guy does is he allows you to play the main field spell, Brain Research Lab. This guy is the reason Psychics even have any remote chance of being playable. This guy takes that card and makes it not bad, not terrible at least, to where if it gets destroyed, you still have a chance of the game. You can just you put a ton of counters on this, right? They go MST on it. You would normally probably lose that game immediately. You chain Hanamata, you take no damage, and you know, you don't die. That's pretty much the only purpose of this card, to make sure you don't die. And in rare circumstances, if I'm playing against some fun decks, it can stop burn decks, and it can also stop magic cylinders if I ever see them, which is a possibility for where I play. Next up, best card in the deck, double Brain Research Labs and 1 Terraforming to search them out with. Brain Research Lab. It's a double summon, and what was the last effect? It also allows. It's also a mini bank type sort of thing. You can summon a Psychic Snail, summon a second monster, put 2 counters on this to select both monsters so they can attack twice. So you essentially put 3 counters on this that turn, which is what the Hanawattas are for, because at that point they really would MST this, because you would take 3,000 otherwise. Hanawata just prevents that from killing you, and allows you to just reap the benefits of this card. And the Terraformings to search them out. At first I was running just 1 Terraforming, 1 Brain Research, but I kept getting the Brain Research before the Terraforming, so I had to run 2. It can be kinda dead, but it's just really useful. Next up, we got 2 Miracle Synchro Fusions. These are the Miracle Fusions for Synchros. The act of Synchro Fusioning never really caught on, but Psychics were one of the 2 decks that really excelled at it. It really made it playable and good. So yeah. Next up, 1 Itelli. I need a second one. I would love to get a second one, but more than probably, knowing me, I probably won't be able to get another one. If any of you guys have one, I would love to trade from you. Check some of my stuff. I actually have some more trade type stuff and things video up next. But yeah, this card's just search pretty much any monster in your decks. You can get out. You can Itelli into this guy for defense, this guy for stalling, this guy for super defense. You can chain this card to a dark hole to summon this, let it get destroyed. Next turn you get a search. Chain to this for more damage during the battle phase. There's just a lot of plays. You can summon a monster, chain this to get a tuner out, and then synchro. This card is just an amazing card to have. Next up, staples, Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, 1 MST, and a Mind Control. I was running Synchro Material, I think it's called. It's just a fun card, but this card is just better in every way, because you don't have to give up your battle phase. And you can also exceed with this, which is nice. And the 1 Book of Moon. All blue and cool. You know, I like my blue Book of Moon. Next up, we got 2 Tech Magic Cylinders. Magic Cylinders just... The point of this deck is to whittle your opponent's life points down, because you are going to take a ton of life point damage if things don't go exactly your way. This allows you to just balance out the game. They go to attack, you just chain this, inflict some damage, and it kind of puts you and your opponent on the same foot. You know. So yeah, it's just a really good card. 1 Call to Haunted. I would probably run more of these as soon as I find some more out of my boxes of cards here. But it's just really good. It allows you to keep some kind of field presence, because outside of the Brain Research Lab, Psychics have no way of getting more monsters on the field. They're not Inzectors. They can't just search from the deck easily outside of Itelli. So any kind of cards that you need are generally going to be in your graveyard, which is what this is for. It allows you to get a second summon that turn, so you can synchro. Double Dark Bribe just for negation. Mirror Force for killing of a lot of cards. These are some Psychic Tech cards I like. Well, this one isn't tech. Psychic Overload. It's essentially a mini Pot of Avarice in trap card form. It's really nice, and it's ultra rare. It's really sexy. Hope for Escape. This is a card mostly used in Final Countdown decks, but I really like it in this just because your life points are going to be really low, and 1,000 damage isn't going to be too much of a problem for you, so you can just draw on this. Psychics, thanks to Brain Research Lab, they really lose hand advantage like really quickly because you give up all your monsters for it. So this allows you to draw a lot of them back. And Damage Diet is essentially a third Hanawatta, but it's 1 chainable, like you can just set it and chain it, to destructions like on the field, and then next, like later on, you can just remove from Blade from your graveyard if you know you're about to take a ton of damage. So yeah, it's really nice. Extra deck, 2 armor, ultimate Axon Kickers. This guy, it's a piercer that can't be destroyed by most conventional means. Let's see, what does he do again? It can only be special summoned or fusion summoned from the extra deck. Cannot be destroyed by card effects, so Darkhold, Mirror Force, all out. During the battle phase, it's a piercer, and any damage that this card inflicts becomes life points. Yeah, no, you gain life points equal to the attack of the destroyed monster. So it's a Thought Ruler piercer that can't be destroyed. This card is just amazing. There's very little that can be done against it. I used to run Mist Body with this card just to make a super lock. I just couldn't really get over it, and then people started running Compulses, so that kind of became dead. But it's just a really nice card. Play 2 of those. My 1 ulti rare Hyper Psychic Blaster. This guy, it's a level 9 second piercer with 3000 attack. It's just very nice. Let's see. Piercer gains life points equal to the amount of damage you pierce. So yeah, pretty nice. 1 Thought Ruler. A friend of mine has a second one that I would borrow if I ever tried to play this deck competitively. 1 Thought Ruler. You know why it's good. Because I have them, and really for no other reason, a playset of Psychic Life Transfers. This is the worst of all the Psychic Synchros, but it can bring your life points back up, and it's just pretty good. It's also a mini beater. 1 Psychic Nightmare. I love this guy. He really allows you to feel like you're a psychic. You have to predict what cards are, and it's just really fun to use him. He's a really fun card. 1 Magical Android. Why not? It's a level 5 synchro that regains life points the more field presence you have. Next, generic synchro: Stardust, Red Dragon Archfiend, Colossal, and Black Rose. And next, some Exceeds, a Utopia, and an Acid Golem. That's the deck, you guys. Tell me what you guys think. I know it's really not the best of decks. It's not the most competitive, but it's just a fun project I have. I've always loved Psychics as a whole. It's always been a fun deck to me. And just keep in mind, this deck takes a lot of skill to play. Like, you have to know when to do certain things, when to make certain plays, because this deck can just screw you over, like, horribly. And even then, you just get bad hands that you have to play out of, because they're just really, it's a hard deck to play, guys. Well, that's all for now. I'm gonna have a video up where I show off my deck experiments. These are just cards that I had that I put together that I was hoping to make into decks that I just never really was able to do. You know, I was really had my heart set on them, but I just never was able to make them, and I'm hoping to trade them off to you guys in case you guys are interested. So yeah, I'll see you guys later.